There's something that's bothering me, and it has to do with the helicopter crash getting Osama bin Laden
really want
out.
the photo released and think the president is making the wrong decision.
Did you think it was bizarre that they announced that his body was buried at sea?
And here we have the head of Al-Qaeda, and we shoot him.
Word broke late on May 1st that Osama bin Laden had been killed. The mastermind of the most horrific attacks in United States history, finally brought to justice. President Obama addressed the nation in a dramatic news conference. 56 million watched live.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda.
Thousands took to the streets to celebrate. Many speculated that some of the wounds of that terrible day could finally begin to heal. But a lot of conservatives went in a different direction. From the professional bigot Pam Geller to leading conservative media figure Glenn Beck, the reaction was staggering. Blatant hypocrisy, lies, conspiracy theories, and a desperate need to spin a major victory in the war on terror to help their own political agenda. The meltdown began with the conspiracies.
Do you believe he's dead, or do you want some more evidence? A photograph, a testimony of an eyewitness, something other than the words of a president whose words we have doubted before?
Like a funhouse mirror version of the birther myth, Fox figures speculated on the death itself, whether or not bin Laden had actually been killed.
The issue of whether the government is telling us the truth or pulling a fast one to save Obama's lousy presidency.
Without the picture, it's going to make people like me think maybe they actually did throw a bag over his head, get him down to Club Gitmo.
Were poll numbers involved, or are we seeing a show? Is it possible that Osama bin Laden has been ghosted out of his compound, and that we're seeing a show now at this point? Watch The Other Hand.
We do hope we're going to get that photo as early as today. Will it be him shrouded, about to be tossed overboard
That's
at
what
the
I think
USS Vincent?
I don't think they're going to show the head.
I don't know. If you don't show the face, then, you know, who's to say what was in that bag?
Yeah.
Not birthers and not truthers, both of which Fox has embraced. These are a new class, the deathers.
You do have to, I think, prove that this is done. I'm willing to accept that it's done, but a lot of people aren't.
I am too. Although there's some things that are out there that bother me.
From right-wing newspapers like the Washington Times to Andrew Breitbart's blog empire, conspiracies were afoot. Blogger and hate merchant Pam Geller even reported that President Obama tried to abort the military operation, and the military went through with it anyway, thus accusing the president of weakness and some in the military of treason. She based her report on the tip of a demonstrated serial liar with a history of inventing such sources to suit a right-wing agenda, and Geller reported it as fact. Someone emailed her a lie that fit her right-wing agenda, and she ran with it as gospel. That's how low the right-wing media has fallen. In 2007, then-candidate Obama claimed he would send troops into Pakistan if he had actionable intelligence against a terror target.
If we have actionable intelligence on al-Qaeda operatives, including bin Laden, and President Musharraf cannot act, then we should. Now, I think that's just common sense. I don't know about you, but for us to...
This is, of course, exactly what happened, and it led directly to the death of Osama bin Laden. But here's what the right had to say at the time.
What he's saying about Afghanistan and Pakistan is loonier than anything he said about Iraq. For instance, the idea that we should send ground troops into Pakistan.
And then his reaction to that was he would bomb an ally, General Musharraf, in Pakistan. His willingness to bomb an ally, Pakistan, and maybe invade an ally like Pakistan.
Osama bin Laden, another tape says they're going to invade Pakistan and declare war on Pakistan and Musharraf, which, ladies and gentlemen, puts him on the same page with a Democrat presidential candidate. That would be Barack Obama. All right, so we're going to attack Pakistan. Poor Musharraf's going to get it on both ends if Barack's elected.
Does that, coupled with these remarks here, in your mind say that Barack Obama is not qualified to be president of the United States?
Even current Fox News contributor Sarah Palin fought against the president's position at the time.
Okay, now, Senator
Senator Obama, too, having advocated sending our U.S. military into Pakistan without the approval of the Pakistani government, invading the sovereign territory of a troubled partner in the war against terrorism. We got to call that scenario number 2. Okay.
They're perhaps most sensitive when it comes to defending the record of George W. Bush.
And the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Numerous media figures have insisted Bush receive more credit for the successful strike. Some even claim he deserves all of the credit.
The credit that George Bush deserves for this. He's not getting the credit he deserves. Hip, hip, hooray to George Bush.
They claim it proves torture works. Facts don't seem to support this. They even go so far as to ignore the obvious parallels with the Battle of Tora Bora, during which American forces under Bush reportedly knew of Osama bin Laden's whereabouts, and bin Laden was allowed to escape into Pakistan.
And I still have never gotten a full explanation of why we did not commit combat forces to seal off that region along the Pakistani border and perhaps trap bin Laden.
And now that Obama has successfully completed what Bush could not, they're lashing out.
Look at it this way, folks. All this story about Obama being a shoo-in for re-election, if he was a shoo-in for re-election, Osama bin Laden would still be alive today. There would have been no need to undertake the mission.
A day of national celebration, remembrance, and healing has been turned into just another political attack by the right-wing media. These media conservatives don't serve the truth. They serve a different master. They serve the Republican Party and will do whatever it takes to secure their victory. And until talk radio and Fox News and the far-right blogosphere are exposed as what they are, we won't have the truly fair and honest media we deserve as Americans.